hitting some legs today. Obviously, I'm not at the gym yet because I just can't film everything down in the dungeon, right? I'm trying to hype myself up. I'm just sipping on some straight, like, black coffee here. Um, in like the first video, which was only 2 videos ago, I talked about how I want to do to hit like a 1,500 pound total, which is not blowing anybody's minds, but at 31 years old, that would make me happy. And I have a really long way to go on some of the lifts, but I think it's achievable. So we're going to be testing out legs today. I'm going to see kind of just where I'm at. And I already know like squat is going to be the hardest one for me to hit. Like to get 500 pounds on squat is going to be the hard part. And I'm kind of at an interesting place right now with how I'm going to approach my training. I can either just keep eating a ton of food, stay kind of chubby, and work really hard, but I don't want to do that because I also want to be healthy. I'm carrying around a little bit too much weight, and so I've kind of determined, like, over the last couple of days, I was really thinking about it. I'm gonna try and lose like 20, 30 pounds in the next couple months. And I know I can do it because I've done it before. But then I always just like do these dirty bulks and I get chubby again. And then I lose weight and I get chubby again. And it's so inconsistent, periods of working out, not working out, whatever. So I'm cracking down on it. So some of my lifts are probably just going to stall for a little bit. I'm okay with that. Because it puts me at a better starting point to where I can work back up, but do it healthier. Which, sometimes life feels like we're going backwards almost in a way, but we kind of sometimes have to do that. Like you have to kind of make these sacrifices for things like you feel like you're cutting things out of your life and getting further away from your goals. But it's you kind of have to like weightlifting, especially, right? I could weigh 300 pounds and pull 1,500 pounds. Cool. Big, have 1,500 total. What is the point of that if I look like crap? Like, yeah, I might be strong enough, but it's not going to be impressive. I'm not going to be happy with myself. I'm not going to be healthy. I'm not going to be sleeping good and all that stuff. So I would rather take it slow and accomplish like 2 things at the same time, like actually getting in shape. That's the main thing. And I know I can do it. But it's always, been the struggle for me, right? When I slim down, I start to feel like I'm weak. When I start to get stronger, I feel good about being strong, but I feel like I'm getting chubby. And it's always been this, but the inconsistencies, I haven't ever had the time and the dedication to like just do both things at once and build a little bit of strength on a much lower caloric surplus. I've always just been like just tons of food and I get strong, but I get, so it's anyway, all that to say, we'll see what happens today. We'll see how I progress here, but the number one priority for me right now over the next couple months is going to be losing the weight. Now, squats are like pretty weak for me, embarrassingly weak. I could use my height and whatever as an excuse, but the bottom line is I just haven't trained legs enough. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I know that if I just stay on it consistently, like there was a time I was training legs all the time, doing tons of squats and stuff, squats, front squats, lunges, just tons of huge high volume workouts. And I was getting really strong. And then I started playing a bunch of volleyball. Then I was playing football. And I was doing all these things that were kind of like really leg intensive. So I thought I want super strong legs for this stuff. The problem was I was always jumping, running, doing this stuff. And for me, I found doing more, doing some like lunges, leg extensions, stuff like that. I just felt better. My legs probably weren't as strong, but I felt better when I would go out and play. So I need to get back into doing squats is the long and the short of it. And I guess that starts right now. So I don't know if this coffee's hitting at all. It's been another one of those long work days. I'm super not entirely motivated for this. I ended up having to be at work late, taking care of some issue there. But the legs aren't going to grow themselves, and they're the one thing that I actually really need to focus on. So today we're going to keep it pretty simple, quad focused. We're going to be doing some squats. We're going to do some like machine squats, and we are going to do leg curls. We're going to do lying leg curls, and then we'll finish with standing calf raises. So nothing too crazy here. The squats and machine squats are going to be kind of my main thing. I'll burn out on those, and then I'll just do the leg curls, just hit a little bit of hamstrings. But moving forward, I'll probably do quad focused exercises. Like one time I do legs and then do hamstrings the next time, and just really, really fatigue those muscles. So anyway, after all that, let's make our way down to the basement, and let's get this workout in. Let's try and crush it today. All right, so we're gonna do a quick warm up here with like 135. Guys, when I say my squats are weak, I don't know if I can't do 400. Okay, so if I can hit like 365 for a clean one today, that would be it's ridiculous. Like my bench and my squat are pretty much the same, which is pretty pathetic, which is why we have to do them. But I'm not going to act like I can lift more than I can just to make me feel better about myself. So we're going to hit a quick warm up here with that 135. All right, so we'll throw 225 on, probably just do a couple reps there. Same with 315, probably just a couple reps. So if I'm being honest with myself and with you guys, I think another reason that my squat sucks is one, just, not doing it like I said before. But number two is when I used to do them more frequently, my form sucked. I would not go low enough. And I never really had anybody there to tell me otherwise. And I was not like, I wasn't watching fitness videos, wasn't watching stuff like that. So in my mind, I was and I worked out by myself, so I wasn't trying to impress anybody. But in my mind, a squat was just down here, right? It wasn't like all the way down. So I spent way too much time effing around with form. And so now trying to do the right form, trying to get back into it and doing stuff, it's like, man, I haven't been, if I would have been doing this for the years when I first started lifting, I would have had way better results. But, so yeah, at a certain point, it feels like, starting over from square one, which is a bitch, but here we are. Doesn't help when you hit the spotter arms. $315. Again, such bogus numbers, but just do one rep here before I'll see how this feels, see what we throw on after that. I wish I was one of those guys. It's like, you throw 405 on, you rep it out for like 10 reps or something. I don't know if I'll ever be that guy, but I would love to be. That was so ugly. Thing about squats for me is I kind of go back and forth. I don't know what feels comfortable. A wider stance or a narrow stance, you know, and I know they can target different muscles, but for me, I'm just trying to figure out what feels right. And for me, narrow stance tends to feel better. I don't know why, it just balances out the weight. So that felt a little wide. So I'm going to try and go a little narrower. Yeah, I mean, just even doing that. One feels natural and one feels really weird. So I'm going to go a little bit narrower. This is ridiculous. I am gonna put 365 on the bar, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm not sure I'll get it, honestly, which is super embarrassing, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be real. 365 now. I'm gonna go narrower on my stance. See if we can't do this. I'm sure it'll be ugly, which is ridiculous, because like I said, I tried 365 on bench the other day, and I was like this close to getting it. So to have a bench that's like higher than a squat is, I think public discrimination is my only hope. Oh, that was humiliating. What the heck? I'm honestly pissed. I'm not surprised, but I'm just freaking pissed. My legs are so weak, man. They're so weak. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. I think in a month, or let's say by the end of January, I'll put 405 down. Which is still such a freaking long way to go to 500. But, you know, that's the first goal, is 405. I mean, I should be repping that, like, big time. But, whatever. I can't beat myself up. I mean, I can. But I can't unfairly beat myself up. So I was looking back at some workout records that I've got on my phone. I track all my workouts, the ones that I do. And, you know, I'm like, man, how are my legs so freaking weak, right? So I look, I've squatted only like 20 times this whole year, man. The year's like over. It's like less than twice a month, okay? And I squat like every time I do leg day, right? So that tells me I've done legs only 20 times this year. And these pendulum squats that we're doing right now, I've done only 7 times, man. And this is like the workout I should really be focusing on to build the strength, right? Because you don't have to worry so much about the stability and stuff. It's just like raw power. It's like hack squats and stuff. You know, they're so good. You can't tell people that you squat that much, right? But it's such a good muscle builder. So I've done these 7 times. We're going to go do our top set right now. We've got 450 on there. That's 450 pounds of plates. I think empty. I don't know if it's like 25 or probably 40, 50 pounds, something like that. But 450 pounds of plates. So yeah, we're close to 500 pounds all in. And I don't know how many reps I'm going to do, but I'm going to ass to grass these, man. I don't F around with these machine squats. I'd rather get 2 like bottomed out reps than like 6 half-assed reps. So it's like hack squats, right? You know, you don't go down to parallel like you do on a squat. You go down until you can't go down anymore. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're freaking lightheaded now, man. I would love to be able to do like 8 reps of those, but that was 3 absolutely buried reps. I feel good at that. I don't know if I've gone that heavy on those before, and honestly, I'd love to get up to, 600 pounds on these. I've got goals for everything, but I got to be happy. Well, not happy, but I need to be where I'm at. I need to take it, and I need to grow. I just need to, I can't, if every time I look for a goal and then beat myself up about where I'm at, I'm never going to feel good about myself. I remember when I first started working out, and I could barely squat the bar, man. Like, seriously. So embarrassing. And some people, including myself, might say, hey, bro, that failed squat earlier, that's embarrassing. It is, but it's not. Because I know it's not the end. When you feel like you're at the bottom, the only way to go is up, right? So, yeah. I'm going to catch my breath. We'll hit those leg curls. Hit some calf raises. Call it a day. So we got one last set of leg curls here. Feeling pretty good, surprisingly. I'm feeling like I can tell I did legs, which I haven't even done that much, right? It's just squats, pendulum squats, leg curl. Not that much so far. And then all we have left is calf raises. But getting deep like that on those, it just burns me up in here. So, also, yeah, is it just me, or like, has every basement gym ever had some sort of like some form of this exact like combo bench press, leg curl, leg extension machine, right? It's like so freaking janky. But honestly, I like this way more than the seated ones. I like being able to lay down and really holding on. Like, you can, I don't know, something about it just feels better to me personally. Oh my gosh. Something I got to work on with these. And I like doing, I've been doing single leg a lot, because when I get up into my top set sometimes, I feel like I favor one side. So I'm going to have to look at this footage and see. But that felt awesome. Bang out a couple sets of calf raises. We'll call it good, man. Now with these calf raises, I don't like using a ton of weight, but I do like doing like 3 positions on these. Holding it a little bit at the top. Going out. I don't know if this is actually effective, but I like doing it this way. And finally, oh, goodness gracious. I had my microphone in entirely the wrong place. Hopefully you guys could hear any of the last little bit I said. But I'm going to hit another set of those calf raises, and that'll be it, man. Go upstairs, wrap it up. Alrighty. Leg workout done. I'm up here in the studio. I'm going to edit this as soon as I catch my breath. Yeah, just break down that workout a little bit, because I'm pretty disappointed with my squat. It feels weak because it is. And I don't know. I'm going to have to do like lighter weight and figure out really what the best like stance for me is on that. This is 0 sugar, by the way. So, but yeah, I don't know if I want to do narrow stance or wide stance. And I know I could put the bar lower and stuff, but I don't know. I just need to mess around with stuff. I need to figure out what works. But most importantly, I need to keep doing, like I need to be on the squat machine and just keep pushing heavier weight and push myself to just, force that muscle growth and just get comfortable with the weight without having to worry about form. But my legs are going to be the hardest thing for me to, like, yeah, I feel like my chest and shoulders and stuff, like the strength ratio compared to my legs, the legs got a lot of catching up to do. So yeah, it kind of sucks. And I don't know, I could follow some program, I could follow a plan, I could get an app and follow something, but I can't do that. Like I can be super, super disciplined, but I have to like it. Like I've got ADHD, right? So if I'm not enjoying what I do, I won't do it, which sounds kind of sucky and horrible, but if I can find a way to enjoy something to like kind of motivate myself to do it, I can get super dialed in on it and I can push it. But when I have to just like, if I have to constantly follow a plan and do stuff, like now I could probably force myself to do it. But I don't know. I want to give this a try. I want to just mess around with some different stuff, see if we can't get the strength up. So I don't know. I might eat my words on this, but by the end of January, I would like to do 405 on the squat. And that would just be, a milestone for me, a tangible milestone, something I could just shoot for. That's a realistic number that will, yeah, I don't know. It's still so far from where I want to be, but it's kind of just the next step for me. So, and that's another thing here. Again, the unsolicited life advice, that's probably going to become a tagline. But anyway, I think people focus too much on where they want to be, and so they're constantly discouraged by where they are. And the problem is that hinders where we're going. So if I just say my goal is to squat 500 pounds, that's great, but what am I doing along the way to encourage myself to keep pushing to do that, right? So if if I say the only way I'm going to be happy is if I squat 500 pounds, anything along the way, anything less than 500 pounds is going to feel like a failure. But I should be like, okay, so I failed a horrible weight, today, 365. But if I hit that sometime, that's good. That's an improvement. And that should push me to then be, okay, let's go, 385, 405. And these little like stepping stones along the way that we should really like be happy for, and kind of like we should use them as motivation to get to where we're wanting to go, instead of going, oh, I hit 405 but it's not 500 pounds, so it's still awful. I should have the mindset, if I hit 405, it's not 500 pounds, but it's better than I was last time. As long as you're growing, why would we hold ourselves back? Like, why would we not be happy with growth? And why would we like let what other people think about our growth dictate our growth? I think that's the other thing, man. People including myself, we get held back by, I'm not going to be good enough for people or for so-and-so or for whatever. And so we just don't even try. And, people should be more encouraging as well. Like I should encourage someone, hey, better than last time. Good job. That's great. And if we did that, a lot more people would be able to live up to their potential. Instead, oh, that sucks. I saw fill in the blank squat 800 pounds. So your little milestone sucks. Well, that's just demoralizing, man. And people in general don't have thick skin. So I think that the tendency, instead of saying, I don't care what you think, I'm happy with it, the tendency is, you know what? I'm just not good enough. Why even bother? Why try? And that's what's held me back for so long in so many areas of my life. And I'm not letting it happen anymore. So there's my food for thought for the day. I got my breath here. I'm going to polish off this Coke, edit this video real quick. I'm going to get some dinner, sleep, do the same BS tomorrow, man. You guys, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Consider leaving a comment, hit the bell icon, join along for the ride. We're going to make this fun. We're going to figure out ways to do different stuff, but the core content is just going to be grinding out and seeing what we can do over the next year or so as far as weightlifting. Can an old fat guy make something of himself? See you in the next video.